Hello, my name is Starlight. Welcome to my YouTube channel, and I'm reaching out to all of you beautiful souls out there. I hope you're able to get out in nature like Starlight was earlier. And it was a beautiful lake, and nearby, Starlight, would you believe Starlight has never done this? Is they had a pumpkin patch maze right near where I went. So anyway, I would love to do that to just see how my psychic abilities, because man, I've been right on top of stuff lately. Ping. So my intuition is really strong lately. And anyway, if you have been watching me for a while, I thank you, and I hope you're getting out in nature because today was a beautiful day. And also, I hope you're making sure you take really good care of yourself. And, I know I have to work on the food I've been eating lately. Starlight. I don't eat meat, but, there's foods that I've been eating, and I know now I'm like, okay, I need to, detox my body a little bit right now. And that's what I drink some apple cider vinegar today to go with my water. So sometimes that's what we got to do. So always keep yourself in check, and sometimes we all can be guilty of that, is kind of fall away a little bit. So as long as we get back on track and, really try to be strong when those temptations come, Starlight with food. So anyway, if you are new to my YouTube channel, welcome, and you can find me on YouTube, and that is at Starlight, and that is Kathy with a K, Dingman. Plus, you could give this video a thumbs up, and you can subscribe to my YouTube channel. And, you could share my videos with your family, your friends. A dragonfly? Sure, I saw one of those today, and I'm thinking, I didn't really see a whole lot of animals today because I was going, I had a lot going on this morning, put that way, like every day. So anyway, is not only you could share my videos with a dragonfly, is you can share my videos with a fox. Yeah, I love the color red. So yeah, share my video with a fox. Watch out for those fox people out there. And also is you can also check out my playlist, and don't forget the notification bell like Starlight did. Plus, you could follow me on Instagram at 1995 Starlight, or on Facebook, and that is Kathy with a K. Sorry, I'm like a little off this crack here. Starlight doesn't do crack, but so you could follow me on Instagram at 1995 Starlight, or on Facebook, and that is Kathy with a K. Dingman is what I was going to say. So anyway, thank you for coming by and visiting Starlight, and I got, some stuff for you. Is I'm not sure what I'm going to title this, but, we're all being tested all the time. Every day there's something, like we always have a choice to, sometimes we have more than, two choices. Maybe there's other, options to pick, just like, like going at a healthy store, a healthy restaurant, where there's different things that you can select, and so the same with life is sometimes we think we might only have a couple choices, to pick. And then there's times we got to think outside the box, and maybe we really didn't think of a different way of selecting something as far as, choices in life goes. So in life, we're going to be tested over and over, and all, from the time you were born all the way until the time God takes you out of here. So, I made a video a while back as like, the universe or God is testing you. So this is going to kind of go along with it. So it's going to be a little mixed up on this one here as far as what I'm going to be talking about. So hang on, get your seatbelt, because Starlight's driving. Starlight, don't worry, Starlight does the speed limit signs, and I definitely want to. I'm from New York, you're driving in another state with a New York license plate, you better be good. So, anyway, today is what I am going to share with you is mind-blowing. And I somebody said this not too long ago, and they might have had a good point, because, there's people out there that do this, they try to, and they might find out about something about you or somebody else, and they might, try to see or test you or tempt you with something. So you really got to be careful. Like, for instance, like, with guys and girls, somebody might come up to you and try to sell you drugs. They might know you do drugs, but what kind of drugs are they selling you? Like if it was marijuana, when it wasn't legal, and I don't even know what states, eventually all the states in the United States will be legal, but so say if marijuana was not legal and, somebody came along and they, people know that you've done drugs, or do drugs like marijuana, and somebody comes along and says, hey, I got a great deal, I could give you, I'm not good with numbers and names, as far as, they got like an ounce, I don't even know what an ounce looks like. I think that's like probably like that big. I have no clue. So, yeah, I could, actually, I was tempted today. I went somewhere to meditate at this lake, and a nice, like, really great bench. It was not too sunny. It was not, all shade, and it wasn't that hot today. And, I got a knack for finding stuff everywhere I go. I don't even know how many things today I found that, I found somebody's ear set, for your headset. And it's funny, I have a couple other pair that I found somewhere, and both of them actually, one doesn't work and the other one does. So this time I found a really nice set, and I checked it out. I cleaned off the air pieces, I like how they were. And I checked them out, and I'm like, wow, this is better than the other ones that I have. So now I got 4 pair, so, and then today I found, I was sitting on the bench, and it was a beautiful bench, and where they actually nail the wood or screw the wood into the frame of the bench, I'm looking down in the cracks, and not only I found a, like a half a joint, I'm like, oh yeah, that's definitely a joint. And and then I found like a fishing lure, that was in the same, 2 different spots on this bench. And I'm like, okay, what else is on this bench? Is there other things that fell through the cracks? So, and I sniffed that joint like, oh yeah, that's not a cigarette, it's too tiny to be a cigarette, but sometimes people do, they get desperate and they will roll up pinners, but of course it's gonna more like, ugh, gross, tastes like paper, a lot of paper with a little tobacco in there. So anyway, Starlight did great. I wasn't tempted at all. Now, a while back, oh yeah. So, I passed the test, that was a test for me today. Is Starlight gonna, I wouldn't too, it had somebody else's, who knows who sucked on that thing earlier. But you know what? I'm that chick that probably would have, if I was smoking, I would have been like, we'll just wipe the tip off and smoke away. But I actually left it there just in case somebody else wanted it. I'm not going to throw it away. But, I could get a whole lot of it right now, from New York if I wanted to, like bags of it, So if I really wanted it. But you know what? I passed the test today. I didn't hit off of that baby. Now before, I have done it, but that is so good of me. I go into McDonald's and I have to say, to be honest, I will eat a bagel with cheese and egg on it, but I don't like their bagels at McDonald's, or their sandwiches at McDonald's. So we are tempted all the time, and then there's times tempted or tested, is it tempted or tested? So there's times that, we can be tempted, like, I don't want to say by the devil, but, there's times that, like the worst scenario to me is like, it disgusts me to even talk about this, is like, especially for guys, because this happens a lot, or even for women, like, because this has happened to me a lot, where guys have tried to and I believe this is more like tempting me to do something that goes against every grain of me. Like just recently, a man was trying to get me to go to his expensive hotel or motel, and it's one of the costly ones, and I know what he was about. He's flashing money, and and then he offered. I didn't say anything that I needed to take a shower, is that he offered for me to go to his hotel, his expensive place, to take a shower. Sorry, but you know what? I will use the public bathroom and freshen up in there. Thank you. So, there's going to be times you're going to be tested, you're going to have people, this happens a lot. And there's people that, they're tested, but they can't, they're not ready yet to let those people go. So this just recently happened to me, like last week, and it's amazing. I get people that wonder, how did Starlight drive all around for all this time? So I got people that are wondering, is Starlight like, selling herself to get money? No, this chick is not into that shit. And so God, the universe, the archangels give me signs and all this stuff and guides me. And then when I do the work and I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, I get messages just like I did recently. Once I get starting into doing this right here, bam, all my financial stuff is going to get taken care of. But I gotta take care of this business here. It's going to be a lot of work. And then God will bless me. There's times I get blessed and I don't get any. Well, I get messages, but I kind of forget those messages. Messages like abundance is coming your way. I've been getting 888 every day. 888, because every day, different bathrooms, they have a hotline number for people that could have been sex trafficking and stuff like that, so that is a couple of the numbers there is 888. And then, so those numbers, are from the universe, and it's letting so I get the messages, and then, I just never, it always hits me, at times. And so God has been helping me on this journey to trust and believe, no matter how the circumstances look, no matter what happens during that frame time, no matter how ugly it looks, no matter how much because it's letting go of your old ways of thinking. And it's actually, like doing the I ams every day. I'm telling you, if you're not doing the I am affirmations, I have a notebook. Hang on. Of course, this I have to change because I got a notebook, but I have one of these, and I actually do, I'll just empty, I'm not going to show you my passwords, but one side of I am affirmations 3 times, so I don't know how many lines, like that might be like about 20 lines, I better put that back so I don't want to leave my password book, but I got a notebook for that anyway, because I have to redo everything. But so the I am affirmations are so important. I would not be saying this if they weren't. They are so vitally and important to say them every day. In the morning, I say them in the morning every day 3 times each, and then throughout the day, like on my way here driving, I was saying the I ams, even when I went onto the little hike that I went onto. When I say little, I mean little. So it was little, because Starlight really just wanted to meditate there. I got outside, got some air, and then I had to come in here because the library closes early on a Saturday. So so the God is going to use the universe to like help us out by giving us information, like through the numbers or people or symbols or animals, dreams. So really, if you look at when you're awake, if you look at like when you wake up, it's really the dream. So when you wake up, then you start dreaming, because then and it's kind of funny because you're you can study everything. You don't want to go overboard because there's only so many hours in the day, but it is amazing for the things that you see everywhere around you. Like last weekend I was in the same area right now because this is near the mountain, and I love coming out to the mountain on weekends. So I went to a different library nearby in this area, probably about 10 minutes away. I kind of thought I was going to that one this time, but I went to the wrong one. So right when I got into the study room, bam. I used to be a cleaner, a house cleaner, so I have habits that I cannot break. So every time I go and anywhere I go, I'm always looking for things out of place, because that's what, I was always to look at details, things that were dirty, so even though I don't clean now, I have this thing about like scanning the floors, scanning the surfaces, for anything that shouldn't be there. And so there was a paper clip that was on the carpet. Hang on. So it is kind of cool how this actually works. So just like a dream, I actually told somebody about this that I communicate with, and I'm just trying to, I got my floss. That's gross. Let's see. I got so many things in my pocketbook. I'm just trying to. Well, anyway, I found the other one is kind of buried somewhere. So Starlight, because of her situation, living in her car, I've done this my whole life, is that survival stuff. So it is kind of funny, is when I went in the room, I seen this paperclip on the carpet. And when I say this, it reminds me of the movie, and I loved it, is The Paycheck. That is a great movie. It reminds me of the way life is for me now. So I found this on the carpet, and I'm like, you know what? Never know when you need a paper clip. And you're probably thinking, that's just a paper clip, Starlight. What's the big deal of that? Well, then I found another one, a small one. So, and I didn't know. I'm like, hey, I'm going to collect these because I can use this as a tool. This could be and I could have used this actually. I didn't know this, but, to even open up my phone, it's a tool. So Starlight is very smart. And I didn't know this before because I didn't know how to take the SIM card out of my phone. I almost broke my phone. And then I asked somebody on a hiking trail, I'm like, hey, how do you open this up? Because I was getting a new plan. And they're like, oh yeah, you got to take it to a phone place. And then they realized, oh wait, yeah, all you got to do is use your earring. You could use your earring and here I was doing it all the wrong way. So anyway, what does it mean when you see a paperclip in your dream? And then here I was gathering them, and I was gathering them. So what does it mean in your dream when you're gathering paperclips? You're going to have to find that out, because it's amazing, that message that I received off of that. And I'm like, that really made sense, with the things that were going on in my life at that moment. So, signs are everywhere, information, numbers, repeated numbers. I got a number today 3 times, different spots. And I'm like, wow, actually I'm looking at one of the numbers now, hang on, my floss is 75, the speed limit was 75 on the way here. So, that was a message for me. I got to still look that number up. I wrote it down. So there's times that you're going to be tested in life, and there's going to be, definitely over and over again, you're going to meet people, or it could even be your family members. And, God might be like giving you a message. And sometimes when you get messages from the angels, depending on if it's a dream or if it's an animal or a person, a video that you watched, or a tarot card reading that you watched, or, like I said, numbers, animals, symbols, a paper clip, is that you're going to get, information. And it might be guiding you to say, you know what, that person that you're talking with on the phone, Starlight, that person's toxic, they're jealous of you, they're envious of you, they're being sarcastic with you. And then these people over here, like I told you last time on the video, is about the people at the church that are helping homeless people. The one that, when I had my sunglasses on, and I'm like, what are you hiding? Because your eyes are the windows to your soul, and that's what they're hiding, So when I'm having a shitty day, And I don't want nobody to be, like if I just, like when I lost my brother, I didn't want nobody to see me. I want them to see me always happy and friendly and silly and goofy and high on life. I really don't want to see anybody when after I lost a loved one in my life, because that's so those would be days that I would want to cover up my eyes so nobody could see what's going on. And so anyway, so I had to let those people go, the church people, not to go at that park and go at the lunch place. I drop stuff off, but then I'm out of here, and then I don't go at the same time like last time. I waited until after, and then I went and I showed up, and then I dropped stuff off. So then I'm still helping the homeless people out, but I'm not when everybody is there and gathering around. And so I protected myself that way. And it's amazing when I let those people go and I let this other person on the phone go, which actually I lost a subscriber that way. And, hey, I'm better off, letting that person go than them to, be jealous of me and envious of me or whatever. So when I let them go, I made a video about what are you hiding? And then I believe the next day or the day after, I was completely out of gas and I was stuck at the park. And that was the day that I was late getting a video made out because I couldn't go anywhere. And so I'm trying to think, it might have been one of the nights I was late with a video. Well, I'm kind of late every night with the videos, but something happened where I think I was in my car doing a video. Well, that night or the day before I was completely out of gas. Oh, actually it was Thursday, last Thursday, because that's when I went to the food pantry, got all the food, and on the way back to the park to drop the food off at the park to the homeless people, that's when I was actually riding on fumes. Starlight shaking the car as she's getting there, shaking that gasoline around. And, and then I couldn't leave the park. I was stuck there all day. So, the whole day I was like, okay, universe, I wasn't worried. I was like, okay, it's no big deal. I just can't go to the library today. I have my phone. I have things that I can do. So I stayed at that park all day long. And there was a guy that was in the park and, he saw that I was outside and I had the gas can and he goes, hey, do you need any help? And I said, yeah, I need some gas, but I don't have any money. And he couldn't help me out. And then it is so beautiful because this just happened. I let those people go on Tuesday through Wednesday. Is that I'm like, no, I'm not going to go to, hang out with those people, because on Tuesday I made the message that day about what are you hiding. So Wednesday was the day that I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to go back to those groups, because those two churches, they actually combined now. Before they were going there separately, and now they actually are helping each other at the same park to help the homeless people. So that was not a good thing for me. But and then I let go of a guy that I was communicating to for years, and then he was getting sarcastic with me and having an attitude, and I sensed it, and just because somebody's not talking on a phone is what they write in a text, you could tell sarcastic, statements and stuff like that through that. So it's amazing how I was at the park and I'm like, okay, universe, angels, please show me what it is. What is it that I'm needing? And I ended up getting numbers through that day. Numbers were popping up through that day. And so I was trying to figure out, okay, what is the angels trying to show me? And it's really something is, so that happened on Wednesday when Thursday I ran out of gas. So Thursday night, because Thursday I didn't go and hang out with those people at the church, and I was tested. God was testing me to see if I was going to go there and get a dinner and hang out with the homeless people and the church people, and I didn't. But I didn't doubt that I was going to get help. I believed somehow or another God was going to help me out, and I had to get help, because you can't park at that parking lot at the park overnight. They will tell you that you have to leave. So I actually parked my car somewhere in the area, and I had to have gas to get out of that parking lot before, they close up. And it's amazing where I was like, okay, I just, I said, you know what, I'm going to go and I'm going to meditate. I'm trusting and believing that, the angels somehow or another, I'm going to get help. And so I went back to the car, and there was a guy that was in a parking lot that he kept on going in and out, and he knew I needed gas because, he thought it was funny, wondering, hey, did you get gas yet? And he was just smirking like, she didn't get gas yet. Well, little does he know, I can't wait to, like when I see him again, because he was in and out like 3 times after, he found out I didn't have any gas. And so I got in my car, and then I thought, man, if I could just shake the car around the fumes, and get it started and get where I need to park for at nighttime, at least I got out of there, And I don't want to be stuck at the other place either, because the gas station was a distance away, like to be carrying any gas, and I didn't have any money, but I'm rich and I'm abundant. So anyway, a guy pulls up on the side of me at the parking lot. And so I'm like, I am not stupid. So I decided to try to start my car up, and it wasn't starting because there was not enough gas fumes in there to get it going. And so then I asked the guy that just pulled up, I said, hello, sir. I said, I'm trying to start my car. There's not gas in here. There's just fumes. And I said, is there any trick that I can actually do to get this started? And he goes, well, if you were riding on fumes, no, you can't. And I said, well, because one of the guys that see me at the park, off and on, he asked me how I was doing, and I let him know that I was out of gas, and he didn't have, a lot of times people don't have cash, so he gave me $3. So I told this guy, I said, well, because honesty is what we need when this shit happens. You got to be honest with what's going on. So I said to him, I said, well, a guy he came here and gave me $3 for, gas, but I have no way of getting to the gas station because I don't have any gas in my car. And so he was like, he goes, you know what? I can help you out. And he goes, I gotta wait for my son. My son's here. And so he was waiting for his son. His son came into the car, and he goes, we will be right back, and they had to go and do something later, in the night. So they went, and then I was believing and trusting that they were gonna the guy seemed really sincere, that he was really gonna help me out. And I'm like praying, I'm like, okay, thank you, Jesus, thank you, God. Thank you for helping me out. And then a lady came, and she asked me how I was doing, and I told her my situation, and she felt really bad, but she didn't have any cash. So she was walking around, and I told her, I said, but a guy took off with his son, and he said he was going to go get me some gas. Well, it took a little longer than normal, for where he ended up, he couldn't go to the one gas station. This is how God was testing me out, to see if Starlight was still going to believe and trust that this man is going to come back. And so it was later than normal. And what the guy did is, I was amazed. He actually went and bought a bottle of water, a big gallon jug of water or whatever, a nice container, emptied the water out, put gasoline in there, went and bought a foil, because I asked him, I said, I don't have a foil. I mean, a funnel, not a foil. So he bought me a funnel, rode back, and he said he was sorry he was late. It just was, he had a lot of running around to do what he had to do, because the one store you couldn't get in. Everything is funny, because there's no accidents or coincidence when this shit happens. It's all about trusting the whole process, no matter how crazy, how long, anything could have happened. I still had to believe that man was going to come back. The whole thing, the whole day, all day long, I was being tested on whether I was going to believe that the angels, I already got information that the angels were going to help me out. So I already knew, and I've already been getting tested and trained in this field, is that no matter what, you got to trust. No matter how crazy things look, no matter what people say and all that stuff, you got to still be focused on what God said and just believe it and trust it with all your heart and soul. Really, that guy came back with that gallon of gasoline, poured it in the funnel that he bought, and I was like, thank you so much. And he saw my YouTube channel, and I told him that I'm from New York and this is what I'm doing. I help the homeless people out. I didn't lie about nothing. Everything was totally legit, you know, and I told him I help, you know, people out, you know, everywhere I go. God is using me out here. He said, you know what? He gave me some money. He goes, here you go. God put it on my heart. I didn't even look at the money. I put that container. I said, thank you so much. You know, I just thought maybe, you know, like a little bit of money to help me out with gas. And so he had to hurry up because they had to get going. So they ended up leaving. You know, he was so beautiful about the whole thing. I didn't have to deal with any attitude about helping me out. He really was like so happy to help me out. $100 that man gave me. $100, you know, so I needed that money, you know, and I did. I went out and I needed a lot of different little items, and I was praying for days, like what God, I wouldn't spend that money really. I knew I could use it for gas, but I really wouldn't spend that money because I was like asking God, okay, I received the money. I am so grateful, but now what am I supposed to do with it? Because, you know, I got a lot of things I got to pay for with my car. Everything is about my car right now. You know, I got brakes. Well, no, the brakes, I went and got those checked out. They said they're fine. They would pass inspection. I got to get my license switched over. I got to get tires changed. I have a sensor on my car that's got to get looked at, which they already checked. They already told me how much it would cost just to get that checked out. So yes, there's a lot of things going on, but I'm like, okay, what am I supposed to do with this money? And I just got the confirmation today. There's things I need that I can't get at food pantries, like toothpaste, like without fluoride, you know, floss, you know, so I could floss my teeth. They don't put those out like at food pantries, you know, or places. So I thank God, and I'm just sharing this video is because this is how this shit works. You're going to go through some shit. God's going to test you. You're going to be tried. You're going to be, you know, like things are going to look ugly, but you still got to believe and trust that God, you know, when you get those messages, you know, the angels will like give you those messages to, you know, like you got to understand it doesn't happen right when you think it's going to happen. It's going to happen when you need it, you know. And I got that, you know, the gas money before it got dark. I was able to get gas, eat my dinner at the park, and then get my ass ready for bed at the parking spot that I go to. That's because I let go of toxic people that God did not want in my life. You know, the guy that was on my phone, he was always searching for, you know, having me to help him out, you know, and that was my, you know, like, you know, I had to let that person go. And just like the group of Christians, and well, I can't say Christians because it doesn't matter if you go to church, but the people that were bringing food out to the park. And I was so grateful for all the food that they brought out. But really, you know what? You got to be careful with that too, because just because somebody gives you a gift, it doesn't mean that, you know, like even if they feed you, you know how many times people gave me something, but then they were a toxic person that I was like, the information, the things that came out of their mouth. Later on, I was like, okay, I got water from this person. Well, thank you. But then I realized that, wow, you know, like they disappeared anyway, but the information that they gave me was false information, you know, because they were of a false light. So anyway, I really hope you get a lot of help. So, you know, really whatever you're going through, you get, no matter what, no matter how scary, you know, put your seatbelt on, just trust the whole process and know that God is going to, if you got the messages that you're going to be taken care of, you're going to be taken care of. You don't have to sell your body like a lot of people think I'm doing out here. You know, like the cops, like, how is this chick doing this? No, Starlight's not selling her body to get money. You know, I have not had sex since 2018. Thank you. You know, because I'm saving myself for the right one, you know. So anyway, I love you. You can give this video a thumbs up. You could subscribe to this YouTube channel. Plus, don't forget, you can leave a message down below, beep, beep, beep. And you can follow me. You could share my videos with your family, your friends, so hang on, I'm just looking around here, see if there's any animals around, is not only your animals or friends. I saw a horse today. Yes, you can share my videos with a horse, and why not a pig? So yeah, share my videos with a pig. And also, don't forget the notification bell, ding, ding, ding. And also my playlist. Plus, you can follow me on Instagram at 1995 Starlight, or on Facebook, and that is Kathy with a K. I had to look at the time. Kathy with a K, Dingman Starlight. I love you so much. There's people that you got in your life, and you probably got to let them go. You'd be amazed what can happen. This has happened many times. I got a vehicle out in the parking lot here because I let a very toxic person go, and money that went with it. I had jobs that I got from that person years ago. I worked for his mother, got money from her. I worked for him, made money. I had to let go of all the money that I would have made from his mom to him, and a real estate lady that I sometimes here and there when she really needs help. I had to let all that money go and let go of this toxic person that was driving me insane for years. And God blessed me with a beautiful vehicle, which it was like half the price that it normally would have been at that time with COVID. So you really, you think, I need this person. I thought I needed people too before, but you know what? God blessed me because I let them go. That toxicity that you have and you're letting it in your life, you got to realize by letting those people go, God will bless you in ways that you would not believe, just like I told you that story. So anyway, I love you. I didn't have to go anywhere and ask for that gas money. I prayed that the angels, that they would send somebody at that park. God heard my prayers, and that God, did send somebody to that park that was willingly, happily to help me out, because they know I'm actually helping people out in the world for the future of the kids. So anyway, I love you. This is Starlight. Namaste. This is Starlight, love, light, and peace.